with CJ and Jester.
Good morning, Grenada, Carriacou, Petit Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean. Good morning to Europe, Asia, North America, and to all our Take Five fans. Good morning to you, and good morning to you, Jester. How are you?
Claire, good morning to you and good morning to the listeners and viewers of the Stick 5 Mental Health Program for yet another Tuesday. I am elated to be here.
You are.
So,
So we are waiting to get a call so that we can start our day nicely. And it's
you asked how I was doing. I'm doing fine,
you're
thank
doing fine. Okay,
you. Yeah.
that's good. You always ask how you're doing. Not that I really care, but I just
And you?
saying I'm
You
good.
don't have to care.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm really good. Yeah,
You really don't have to care.
I know. We have a call. Let's take it. Good morning.
Hi, morning.
How are you?
Good
I'm good.
morning.
Good, good. Go right ahead when you're ready in prayer.
Okay. Thank you. Good morning to the nation. Heavenly Father, we do approach your throne of grace. It said we must come boldly with confidence in our heart that whatsoever we ask of you, you're going to grant it unto us, Father. We thank you for another beautiful day of goodness to celebrate life, God. And when we have life and breath, you said, let everything that have life and breath give praise to your holy name. Father, we magnify your name, exalt your name. We say you're great and greatly to be praised. You're sovereign, you rule in the kingdom of men, God. You're almighty, you're awesome in all of your ways. And even as we come to you this morning, we do confess that we err against you in thought, word, and deed, Lord. And even as we come to petition on behalf of each other, Lord, we ask you that you cleanse our hearts from sin, oh God, even as we family David declared, create in me a clean heart, O God, and in your right spirit within me, Lord. Father God, we just want to lift our nation to you, a beautiful child and state. And as we look toward the 51st independent, 50 years and going, embracing um, our development, transformation, and unity, oh God. We just pray that you would help us to be united. The things that seem to divide us, oh God, this morning, we call upon you to help us to love each other, to be good comrades with each other, to respect each other. We pray that the dignity, the equality for all, as our motto say, ever conscious of you, we aspire, build, and advance as one people, one nation under God. We want to just pray for our nation today, God, that you would lead us by your Holy Spirit. You lead us, Lord, in the path of righteousness for your name's sake. I pray that you bring a consciousness of you in our hearts and our lives, God, every day. We'd live closer to you, that we'll be able to love the unlovely, that you have said to love our enemies, prefer those who despitefully use us. And and God, we need your help to do all of these things, God, because we know the flesh is weak. This morning, God, we just want to pray for our leaders and those you have called with the task to lead this beautiful child and state. God, we pray for them for wisdom. We pray for them for knowledge, for understanding. We pray that they will be men and women of substance and integrity that will be good example and good role models to the younger ones who are looking for that example, Lord. God, today we just pray that you would surround us with your peace. You would cover us, Lord, from all harm and danger, impending danger that we can't even see with our physical eyes, but in the spiritual realm, we pull down the stronghold of the enemy, Lord, against violence, crimes, and other ills in our society that we see happening, coming to take the very peace away from us, oh God. The amount of weapons that are close by and are invading our islands, Lord. And we see the people who are getting involved, are our youthful population, oh God. We pray for soberness. We pray for for a heart to change, to turn around, whatever circumstances they might be going through, whether it's stress, depression, oh God, even as this program is there to help persons who are depressed and suicidal and to give good tips and good advice how we could be different, oh God. I prefer CJ and just the Lord, even as they deliberate on the program today, Lord God, you're going to cause them to be a blessing to others, Lord. We pray for your strength And we pray for your grace and pray for your wisdom. We pray protection over our nation today, even as we go forth, Lord. Whatever we find in our hands and our heart to do, Lord, let us do it with all our might, as to not to please those who are watching us, our boss, but we recognize that you are the bigger boss and we have to give an account for every idle word, every time that we would have wasted, every opportunity we had to do good and we didn't do it, God. You're going to call us in account for that, Lord. So, Father, let your presence fill our land, fill our place, fill that radio station at this moment, Lord. And we never mind, we are also mindful to give you the thanks and give you the praise because you would have done it for us. In Jesus' name we pray with thanksgiving. Amen and amen.
Mm. Thank you so very much. And go on, keep listening. Ha.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Yeah. Okay, bye bye.
So, Jester, this was Anna that prayed for us this morning. We have
Mrs. Julian.
yes, Mrs. Julian. She prayed for us this morning, which was really good. Let me start by saying good morning to those of there who are already online. We have Alban Harris from New York. Good morning to you. Faith Lynn, Hallie, Douglas. Good morning to you. Mary Olavachi, buongiorno. We have Joycelyn Noel, good morning. Roya Charles, good morning to you. William Broadcast, 107.5 FM, right there in Grandytown, good morning to you. This is our soldier, eh? He's
Yeah.
marching on together with us.
Yes.
Good morning to Marlon Klein. Hope all is well with you. Coffee in the morning, good morning. Coffee is on a roll these days, he's really, really busy and I could understand, but he do check in to say hello and good morning and what
He's not smoking this
no, he's not smoking this
That coffee cold this morning.
well, coffee cold this morning. So let me also say good morning to Bernadette Abraham, Daphne Dayton family out there in Toronto in cold North America, let me tell you. Good morning to the Hill Street people. Good morning to Lorna Bain in Toyo. Mary, good morning. Junior out there in Grandytown, good morning to you. Duchess, good morning. Good morning, Mr. Nicholas Snag. Hope all is well. Kenro, good morning. I know you're on the road. Good morning, Pat Pear, William Pear, Hobby Pear, good morning. SBW, good morning to you wherever you are. Good morning to Nathalina. How are you? I hope all is well. I know you're on the road also. Good morning to Antonio Francois. Young son, good morning. My cashew tree people just good morning.
Yes.
Especially to Links, Liston, and Sylvie, good morning. Good morning to Anne Bernard, and good morning to you, Radio Man. Patrick Augustine Belfon out there in New York City. Good morning. Sharon St. John, good morning. And Wendy out there in Teo, good morning to you. Let me also say good morning to Lorraine Henry or Moraine. Good morning to you. And good morning to you, Rosa. Hope all is well. Oh, I know you're not seeing. I put it on purpose that you're not seeing. We're not feeling so pretty this morning, Joyce. Easy. We care. You're seeing us now.
And I say good morning to Gordon Bushes Richardson, Andy Moose Bartholomew, Ted, Wayne Ted John, should say. Yeah, the Glenn family out there in Boston, yeah.
Marvin Merriman, good morning. Katz, good morning to you. Nicholas, which is
Yeah.
Leslie, good morning.
Yeah.
You know,
Man that Saving.
okay, easy now. Easy. We're not going there. According to the don't go there. You always comment me enough on that already.
He's a lifesaver.
He saved a life and he didn't know he saved a life. Yeah, I know. So yes. So these are all the people we want to say good morning to so far. And good morning to our community. Nicholas Snag has
Alistair
checked in.
Dubois.
Nicholas Snag has checked in.
Yeah.
Yes, say good morning to
Nicholas
Mr.
Snag.
No, Mr. To use Mr.
He
If,
born
for you,
with a mix.
I don't care. For you, Mr. I'm going colonial on you, Mr. Nicholas Snag to you. Lorna Bain, good morning to you. How cold is it out there? Lorna checked in. Lorna checked in. We're waiting for Jenny. Jenny, if you're walking and you're listening, we are 1 hour ahead of you. So if you have to make your comment, make sure you hurry up and get home so that you can make your comment this morning. Let me know. Nicholas is looking forward to another informative program. So see, I could say Nicholas, but you got to have respect,
Mr. Nicholas.
Mr. Nicholas, for you,
Okay.
and you got to say it nicely, Mr. Nicholas.
Gosh. Give confirmation, man. Give confirmation. That's all. Go ahead. You go right ahead. I like when you're doing that.
Like when I do,
Yeah, man, I like
I listen. I am the person I could check as much as I give. I'm not the person I could give and I can't take. I'm equally balanced in that field. I say things to you, And if you say it back to me, like, when I say things to you, people say, oh my gosh, Claire, you're making Jester, you're doing this to Jester and you're doing that to Jester. No one hears when Jester says the bad things to me because I don't broadcast it. But I deal with him the best way I know how. So we are balanced, we are cool like that. I could give as much as I can take.
There's a man named Donald J. Trump. Eh?
Uh-huh.
I know what the J means.
What do you Jackass?
Well, I did not say that. I did
Jackass
not
of
say
all
that.
Jack of all Jackass of all trades.
You said it, you're on your own with that.
I didn't on my own. I mean,
I
look,
just say I know what the J
what are
means.
they going to jail me? They're going to jail me or what? So. So, yes, we are here today on another Take Five program. And if you all are looking at me on YouTube and you're looking at Jester, don't you see how good we look? Oh, Mama Mia. My son, I'm telling you, that 6'5" guy of mine, he just makes his mama look really pretty. Make Jester look like, Jester. But me, wow, I tell you, we're looking good, Jester. And we have more where it came from. I only put one so far for this week. Next week we'll change to another. I'm blowing my horn here. I'm blowing my trumpet, and I don't care what nobody say. I have to blow mine. I don't know if just want to blow his. That is his business.
I
But
always accept I'm a very ugly fella, but he denies me of
I
nothing.
didn't. No, I
No, no, no.
I
How
never.
about you didn't say that? I said it.
Oh, you're saying it. Okay.
Yes.
So if somebody
But
tell
it
you, okay,
denies
that
me of it denies me of nothing.
nothing at all.
Not
Give me
absolutely
five. Give
nothing.
me five. Give me five. Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder, and what is inside of a person is what makes you beautiful, not the outside.
Exactly.
Because you can watch people that are extremely beautiful and it might tear up like wet poly paper. You know?
So that way, I mean, if somebody is to say to me, you're ugly, I wonder
Well,
if
what is
somebody say,
ugly?
oh,
How does
I
ugly
mean,
look?
how do people become annoyed if someone we are all different to them because somebody tell me I look ugly, I will just laugh without a credit.
Well, I don't know. We don't know what ugly
You
means.
know what I mean?
Okay, the way I look at ugly is something that is not presentable in someone's sight. Like you see garbage thrown all over your place or in front where you live, you would say that's ugly because it's not something pleasant to look at. But to dub people ugly, you cannot say somebody's ugly because who are you to judge? Who gave you the right to judge and say who is good looking, who is handsome, who is ugly, and who is pretty? You understand where I'm coming from?
Of course, and I do agree, and I maintain you and I will maintain that, but there are a number of people.
Well, ignorance is sometimes they say ignorance
See
is
what I'm saying?
bliss. When people and some people pretend to be ignorant to get away with what it is that they have to say, but that doesn't make it right. Lorna Bean says it feels like minus 18 into you, but you just came from shoveling snow. You go, girl. Yeah, and let me tell you, Lorna, you and Jenny and Daphne and Mary and Olovachi and all of you all are there in North America, Alban Harris. All of you are there that are going through those tough, tough cold days. Let me tell you, your sister here, let me show them, is in solidarity with you. I wear black to stay warm on your behalf. People ask me when they see me, why are you wearing black all the time? I said, I say I like black. I was born black. So I could do whatever I want with black. But in my heart of heart, I know what it feels like when it's cold and you have to wear those black cold clothes to keep you warm. So I'm in solidarity with my peeps out there.
You're a little smarter than them. That's why you're down here.
Not smart. I just didn't want to say that.
And
But,
then they want to kill me for saying that.
because I don't think you've ever been, Jester. I don't think you've ever been in North America in the dead of winter. And you see now, January, February, March, these are the coldest months of the year, especially January and February. It is brutal. I remember one year I came home here in December and I went back in January. I was depressed for a whole month. I didn't speak. I cried every day. Honestly, I cried every day. Why did I come back in January? It was cold. And when you leave the heat here and you go home, there cold. But my peeps are getting ready to come home, and I think Nicholas and I will go have a topic on that. He's going to come to us one Tuesday morning, and we'll have a topic of those that you call us again in the diaspora who are willing to come home, and those who are on Facebook behind the computer and saying about what's going on in Grenada this and they have no intention of coming home. So we're going to talk. We're going to deal with them in that kind of way. So this is a topic on
That
its
topic
own.
very
Yes,
self-interested,
we're gonna look
especially
at it.
what is happening with the new president of the
Do you
US.
see the exodus of people that are, and Canada is trying to protect their border now because they are going over to Canada, because we are just a line drawn across the border between the US and Canada,
Yeah.
Like when you go into New York from Toronto and you get to the border on the Peace Bridge or the Queenston Lewiston Bridge, half of the bus is in New York, in New York State, and the other half is still in Toronto. Just a line to separate. So people are going to find ways to get to where they're going because they're afraid of what's going on. But here, my whole thing is, and as I tell you, I don't do politics a lot, but the stupidity of that is here it comes. If you're going to get rid of all the immigrants, as he says, who is going to build your country to keep it the way it is going? Who? Because I know Americans and Canadians and all the people around the world, England and Europe and Asia and everywhere, that do not want to do the menial jobs that the immigrants are doing. Who is going to do it? Who? When you get rid of it, are you saying that your country has reached a stage where it doesn't need any more people or any more help or any more production?
But that's a very important point. And who built it to that stage at which it's at now?
Immigrants.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
You know?
I said that no politics, but you see the indigenous people of the United States and Canada, they were fearless. They're not afraid of heights. The Empire State Building and all the buildings that are there now in the United States were built by the indigenous people.
One of my greatest concern of what may result from that whole thing is that the displacement of families, because what you may find who make children over there and children born as U.S.
Citizen.
Citizens,
Hmm.
and and you may want to send back the parent of these children.
Okay, there's a thing.
You know?
The child is the ward of the state, right?
Mm.
But based on the law there, I've heard that before and I researched. Based on the law, if you're a parent and you're being deported from the United States or Canada and you have a child that is born there, you can take the child with you. But that child is also a citizen of the United States or a citizen of Canada. When they reach a certain age, they can go back home because they were born there. You understand?
Okay.
They're not going to give the parents citizenship, but that child, they cannot take it away from them because they were born on that soil. They should have the Canadian passport or the US passport. Depend. But then some of us, when we're in countries where we are afraid to do things, we hold ourselves back by going and doing the right thing by our children, and they in turn suffer. But once that child is born in US or Canada or wherever, they're a ward of the state. And if something should happen to that child right here in Grenada, they are going to be responsible to take that child back.
Yeah, so I'll just say when we deal with that topic, I think it would make a very interesting conversation, and
Yes, those who stay,
that
those who
topic in
go.
itself.
Should I stay or should I go? So let's go, Jester. We are talking today on envy and jealousy. I said its significant effects on one's mental health. And when somebody, you see, we always ask people to send in topics that they would like us to discuss. Somebody called me and say, there's so much of that going around that is unnecessary. Maybe you should bring it up, do it a research on it and bring it up so that we can all learn a thing or two and benefit from why we shouldn't be envy or why we shouldn't be jealous of what we see other people have. Because Jessica, I can watch you right now with your gold watch on your hand. And I have just that black one with that black thing on it, black band. And maybe mine might be more significant to yours, but yours is gold. So I'm like, well, we just get that watch. How you managed to get that watch? And I want that watch. So it is something like a greed that I can't satisfy with what I have. So I want what you have and I want what everybody else has. So let's dig in. It says jealousy, which stems from fear and insecurity, and I thought that was so profound, can strain relationships and contribute to mental suffering. Envy, which arises from desiring something someone else has, can lead to feelings of inadequacy and discontent. Both emotions can cause anxiety, poor self esteem, and emotional self sabotage. So, in that case, Jester, you are doing it to yourself. I am doing it to myself by wanting what other people have.
Yeah, and that's the thing. First of all, it shows when it comes to envy, it shows that you are discontented.
You're not satisfied
Yeah, you're not
with what you
satisfied
have,
what you have.
with your lot in your lot with in life.
You know, and I see enviness also as you probably just want to have what you see somebody else have, and you may not even be in a position of being in need of it, but you just probably just want it because you see the person have it.
And I
You know,
shouldn't have it. Who
yeah,
am I to have it when
yeah.
you can afford it and you don't have it? So who am I to have it? So this is what you're talking
And I
about.
see envy, and of course, envy and jealousy hinges
Of course.
together. You know,
Yes, it
yeah.
is. And we're going to learn about that. It says, what jealousy does to your brain. I don't know if any one of us ever thought about that. And when I was doing the research, I'm like, this is so, you know, important. Knowledge is power. And then I'm like, let me read on and see. And it says, according to Dr. Sanam Hafiz, psychology, a neuropsychologist, jealousy is an emotional response to the perceived threat of losing a meaningful relationship to a third party. You get that, right? To a third party. So someone else. That is what you fear. You're insecure
Yeah,
about that.
yeah.
While jealousy is commonly associated with romantic relationships, it is a feeling that can arise in any form of relationship, such as family, friendship, and even work, as we become jealous of a new arrival in the office. She says it's hard to replicate it in lab because it is so dependent on context. You can't just sit you can't just sit a couple down and tell one half to start feeling jealous. So it's not something that you can teach somebody to be. It is an inside feeling that you have to have what someone have, or somebody have something, or you're in a relationship. And say I'm in a relationship and you come along and you and I are just friends, but then people feeling they're up in their feelings all kinds of way because Jester is the third party getting Claire's attention. So that again causes jealousy. And it doesn't have to be anything that is going on at all with the platonic relationship that you and I have. You catch where I'm coming from, people?
And jealousy could be spontaneous depending on how the person thinks.
Perceived it, yes.
Yeah. And so,
So scientists have shed some light on jealousy and the brain, though, suggesting that it affects your frontal lobe. That's that thing in front here that we think with. This part of the brain plays a crucial role in our emotional regulation and social functioning. A study published in Emotion in 2015 found that people experience stronger feelings of jealousy if the left frontal cortex was stimulated. Dr. Hafiz says that the lateral spectrum of the brain has also been linked to jealousy because it processes social pain or the experience of feeling slighted or hurt by others in social situations. She notes that jealousy also stresses us out and can trigger the brain to release stress hormones that can cause a flight or fight response. This is why feeling possessive of somebody can make you feel so anxious or hurt. And that is so true. Because you said it depends on the person that you have a relationship with. They can respond
yeah.
combustible, like right here, right now, fight start. You understand? Because they feel insecure and they feel that somebody is treading on the grungs, as they say, they're raining on the parade. So that's it. And it's all because of that frontal thing in frontal cortex where we think and where our emotion lies. And you could see how emotional people get when they feel that somebody has slighted them or hurt them in any way or form. You can go from 0 to 60 in a minute, calm as ever to volatile when something like that happens.
And Claire, the thing about it, and just recently, in a matter of a few days, somebody was telling me about past relationship that they were in, and they happened to greet somebody in the form of
A hug?
a hug,
Mm-hmm.
and the partner, the gentleman, he took it on his own serious offense with, and he confronted the person that the young lady hugged, like to greet. And these sort of things can create so much of problems in a relationship, man. And what he really should have done, right, in my view, if he had some form of problem with that, he really should have taken up the issue with
The lady.
the lady. You don't go and confront the gentleman, and these just create real embarrassing situations, I mean?
That's what it says. You see, that's the thing where possessiveness comes in. He possessed, think that the person is his, the lady is his, because he's possessive of. It says this is why feeling possessive of somebody can make you feel so anxious or hurt, because in his little mind, maybe he never gets somebody that is as that person, that girlfriend or whatever in his life. He doesn't want to lose her, so he become possessive of her. So anybody that she speaks to, or he thinks that she hugs or so, he's going to take offense to it. But then again, that is a relationship that you have to cut as fast as possible, because if that is a hug that does that, imagine if they see you talking at a length of time, you dead.
Eventually the relationship went to grass. That I know
Well,
for
that
sure.
yes.
But it's a very very I usually see clear. Both parties must really put the cards on the table, and the do's and don't, the expectation, you know.
You say that all the time.
But
Yes, I understand they should.
yeah,
But hear this. You put your cards on the table. You play jack, you play ace, you play diamond, you play whatever. Then you go and search the pack for the card to win. All that flies out the window.
yeah,
Because how many times you hear of people in relationship, or they start a relationship, and the guy might say, you know what? I don't want children. Or the woman may say, I don't want that cards went on the table.
yeah.
But along the way,
And the thing is,
the card get involved, and all of a sudden you see everybody with a little coochie coochie, and they think that they want a baby. You starting to ask the baby. The cards are on the table.
and it is true what you're saying.
Well, I'm lying, I know.
You cannot, as much as I've said that, you still cannot develop a manual for this
No,
thing, because you
no.
just never know what sort
Exactly.
of situation will pop up out there.
I was having a conversation with someone yesterday in reference to that same thing. And he said, some people, they have they're in what do they call it? Situational
Situationship, situationship, situationship.
They're in
You have a
situationship.
song on that, yes.
I don't want to sing it. I'm not singing. They're in situationship. You lay your cards on the table and you say, listen, I have someone in my life that is really important to me. That person is the. But if you want to, have a situationship with me, that's fine. But there's nothing. But he says along the way in the situationship, emotion, frontal cortex here, start saying, you know what? I think I can love her. I think I can, like, we could have something. The cards was on the table, ain't it?
Cups start overflowing.
So we have to be careful when we say what we're saying, and the people have to learn that if you cannot deal with what it is that we're saying, get out early. Do not make yourself a possession of somebody, because it leads to really bad things. Really, really bad. According to Donald Trump, bad things can happen when you go in a situation like that.
But let's be real, right?
We weren't.
As human beings, right? At times, um, we do have our little forms of jealousy, and nobody cannot tell me any different. It's the manner in which you choose to handle certain situation. You understand? Some people overreact without getting the reality of the situation and what definitely involved. That's the whole thing. But all as human beings, don't tell me that we don't have our little forms of.
But what is it that you're jealous of, or what were you ever jealous of?
No,
No, you say we all have, so you should
yeah,
know one. Tell me what you were ever jealous of. You jealous of me?
me, I go jealous of you.
Oh, okay, then let's go.
No, you know what?
Okay. So before I ahead,
No, but I'm just saying, you just never know what situation or what may be.
there's a difference. No, there's a difference in being jealous and thinking that you may want something that someone has. Because sometimes you're there and you're looking for something and you can't find it, or no matter how much you search for it, and then you see somebody else has it. And you're thinking, you know, why can't I have that? How do that person get it? But it's not that you're going to be jealous of them to the thing that you're upset at them and you envy them, you want what they have. There's a big difference in jealousy and envy. Because, yes, as you said,
No,
we
but
are
I think what has happened here, you kind of shift there a little bit because we was more looking at relationship. Now you
Oh,
kind of generalize.
no, because you said sometimes
Yeah.
everybody has a little bit of jealousy in it. Well, if you say relationship, well, let's
Yeah, well,
go. Well,
well,
yeah,
well, we were talking based on relationship along the way.
okay,
So,
so yes, everybody in a relationship may have a
yeah,
little bit of jealousy.
yeah.
You're right about that because no one wants to see anybody raining on the parade or stepping into the chateau
Encouraging.
and coaching on the yes, that is quite true. And as you say, if anybody say they are not, then they're made of stone and they lie
Yeah.
like rug, they lie like rug. That's all. Yes.
Yeah.
So it says the next point is what envy looks like in your brain. So Mary Olivachi says at least you have to try to be honest at the beginning of that relationship. And I all for honesty is key for me. Because if you're honest in a relationship that you have, chances are the relationship is going to last. But if you're lying all over the place, you lie like a rug, you lie like a this, you keep lying, and then you have to lie on top of lie to thing, and then when you end up you lying to your own self and you start to believe the lie that you tell. You know? But it's true. You lie now.
Oh God.
Somebody question the lie, you pick another lie to get on top of the lie, and you keep lying. And at the end of the day, you're lying so much, Jester. Not you, eh? I'm just saying.
We never.
People lie
Ah,
so much that, it comes in a way that, well, wait a minute. How do I get away from the lie? Here is a quote. Every time you lie, you are creating problems that you will have to deal with in the future. When I saw that, I'm like, yes, I wish I could tell everybody could think that because why lie? The thing is, if you come out and you say the truth, and I always say that if I am in a relationship and something go haywire and I ask, don't lie to me because I already know the truth. Don't lie to cover it for yourself.
you know the truth.
I'm going to find it. I'm going to find it.
Sometimes
Don't,
the liar still come back and,
no, no, no.
and bring the truth.
It doesn't matter. Don't lie because you lie, and let me tell you, liars have no memory whatsoever because they lie to you now, and then soon 2 weeks down the road they think, and you just stand up and you smile, but that's not what he said just now. That's not what he said 3 minutes ago. So don't just come out and say it. It may be hard for you to do that, but let the party that you're lying to or that you do that with make the decision whether should I go or should I stay? Should I forgive you or give you the boot?
But trust me, like saying the truth, saying it as it is,
Mhm.
you always move with a more clear conscience. And then after
Yes.
doing that, you have nothing to worry about.
No, because
You're pitching a lie. You
you have to tape yourself when you lie
know, that
so that you could go back and know what you said.
I wonder if anything might resurface along that line.
It will resurface.
You know?
It will. So don't lie. Be honest. And that's a very important point that you make about being honest. Because if you're not, it says it has some liars and they are professional. Yes. But let me tell you something. Even professional liars, your eye is the window to your soul. And when people lying for you, they cannot, and I tell you, they cannot watch you in the eye as I'm watching you in your eye gesture and have a conversation. I shifting left, he shifting right, going up, he coming down, except at who? And that's why
Oh, God.
years and years I've learned from one of the president of trade shows. He said, when you're speaking, look at somebody dead in the eyes because your eyes always tell the truth. And I've never let that go. Even when I'm speaking to you, I just watch you and I speak because I have nothing to hide. You have nothing to think.
But I not necessarily true. No?
It is true.
I know you have some woman that lie and cry.
Well, they crying because they know they lie. And man do it too. They lying and they crying. But they lying because you see, in that way, the tears is not letting you see straight through the window of the soul. They're blinding it with tears. But it comes out still. Stop lying. So yeah, what envy looks like to your brain. Feelings of envy don't just pop up in any one brain region. And that is true. When you look at your neighbor's house or learn your coworker's salary is what your worker's salary is, a study published in Human Brain Mapping in 2010 found a part of the brain called the ventral striatum is activated. It says the ventral striatum is part of the limbic system, which is involved in decision making and reward related behaviors, Dr. Clifford Siegel says. A neurologist at Providence St. John Health Center tells Bustle, if you feel worse about comparing yourself to someone else's success, your ventral striatum is responsible. So in our little brain here, Jester, a lot of things is going on inside there, you know. A lot of things. You see, our brain gives us the dopamine to make us happy, the endorphins that make us joy. It also gives us the things that make us envy and jealous or think things that we're not supposed to. And they have names for them, the ventral striatum
Well, of
or the
course,
limbic.
that is what will characterize us.
Yes,
The person.
the computer inside it is working, so that makes you responsible. Another study published in 2016 in Nature Communication found that the anterior cingulate gyrus is likely involved in envy because it processes what you learn from observing others. The anterior cingulate cortex is involved in several complex functions such as empathy, emotion, and decision making, Dr. Siegel says. This part of your brain is figuring out what it means that your sister is striving in her dating escapades while you are still swiping. You're swiping left and you're swiping right, while your sister found a companion. So that again is causing you to be envy of your sister or your whoever it is, your friend that is successful in finding a date. And you, look at me, I ain't have a date. And I swiping all the time and I ain't swiping to the right person at all.
I think that person you have to make that person you're looking for.
No, not me. Not me personally. I ain't swiping nowhere. Listen here now. You think I don't need to swipe? What am swiping? Is it only the car, the windshield wiper that swipes left and swipe right? I don't have time for this to swipe this this thing. So it's saying here that the person is is upset at their sister because she made it. She in her dating escapades, she's still swiping.
Services, we offer
This thing has been so rude when it's ready.
resurfacing.
She's still swiping and
It's
she's
supposed to feel
upset.
good for her sister, really.
That is the thing.
Yeah.
And that's where you say that part of the brain called the vortex limbic or the limbic is causing you to think differently, to make you jealous. And let me tell you something, Jester. We might be still looking at it and say that this is simple, but it's not, because there are a lot of families that has mutual jealousy and envy right in there with them. Like
Yeah.
if your sister have a house and it has a swimming pool, well, how did she end up with a swimming pool? Why can't I have a swimming pool? Why can't I have a gazebo? Why does she have all this and I don't have nothing? You're not even thinking that she might go to the bank and get the money, a loan she has to pay back for. You're not even thinking that maybe she's in debt up to a yin yang and it's just to impress somebody else. You're not even thinking that, she worked really hard all her life to get the things in life that makes her comfortable. You're not even thinking any of that. All you're thinking is that she has it, she's striving, and I want it.
But envy and jealousy, it's a dangerous thing
You telling
if
me?
you follow it. Because let me tell you, it could lead to really, really, really making that person start to think of, in some instances,
Murder.
yes,
Murder.
yes,
Those people said murder.
yeah,
People
yeah,
have killed for less.
yeah.
You know?
Being vindictive and spiteful and
Mm-hmm.
hate and and that is really not good.
Nope.
Really not
Nope.
good.
It says, and we're talking about the anterior cingulate cortex, right? It says some researchers think that this region also controls why envy feels so painful because it talks about empathy, and emotion, eh? So it's saying that why it makes it feel so painful. The dorsal anterior cingulate cortex helps us sort out dissonances and conflicts and also lights up when we are in pain. If it lights up when we are envious, it makes us feel that irrational but still annoying anguish. So it lights up inside it like a bulb, We are thinking we bring that lighting up, Jester.
Yeah.
And when it does, it makes us feel pain. So if I am really jealous of you, every time I see you, my heart hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, Look at him. He has everything, and I have nothing.
Yeah,
But I don't know what you did to get your everything.
exactly. It's the approach, eh? And I'm not saying if you see somebody something and you're in need that you just have to work towards achieving it, and you know
But you see,
that usually happens.
but the world that we are living in right now, Jester, is I want it right here, right now. You don't want to work for anything. A lot of us don't want to work for what we have or what we want or what we need because want has no end when you check it out. I want this, you want that. She wants this, he wants that. You're not hearing the word need at all because if we need things, we won't be so desperate and so jealous of each other to get it because we all have what we need.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're eating, and that is, we all have what we need: food, clothing, shelter.
But you see, the dangerous thing about it is when you allow the effects. Jealousy, having just developed jealousy in you is one thing, but when you allow the effects of it to take possession of you, that's where it's dangerous. So you will, in other words, you will go at length. So for example, you might go to a case, you find somebody doing all right, you will look to make some spiteful move to cause them to lose their job, that sort of thing. Make life become a bit miserable for that person that you feel is doing okay and you having, discontent within yourself as a result. And that's where the danger really lies.
But then how does one feel by themselves when they do something like that? Because if you're an electrician and I think you're doing well, you wire my house, not that you wire my house at all. Say you didn't wire it, okay? You wire my house, you wire my neighbor's house, you wire the one next door to me, the one down the street from me. So I'm looking at you. Well, he wiring all that house electrician money is not cheap. They may work for $180 a day or one. So that means you're pulling in the door. You understand? So I look at you as, well, just to have money, and I start getting envy of us. You understand? And that is wrong. So if I see you buy a Maserati and you're driving by, I'm watching you and the Maserati body when you pass, and I'm like, who just think he is? He's just an electrician and he driving that car. You see, my the envy in me. I start getting green with envy starting to come out in a negative way. Because now I'm hitting you, and when I meet somebody and you don't see Jester just passing that Maserati there. I wish he bonks.
But
You understand?
you saying that, so I have my share to deal with it too, with some of us within that fraternity, like other electricians, in the same professions. And you might hear some of them go, it's expensive. That is a form of trying to
To undermine you.
exactly, but
But you see, I look at it this way, Jester. And you know me, I always say, if you're going to do something, you're going to spend money, spend good money to get good job done.
yeah, I
If
think
you
that
if you are expensive and you come and I said to you, Jester, I want this done, and you look at it and you say, Claire, it's going to cost you this much. If I could afford it, I say, Jester, when can you start? If I can't, I'll say, Jester, I can't afford that right now. Give me some time to get some funds, and then I'll say, because I want it done properly. Now, if you tell me that the job that you're coming to do for me is going to cost 5 grand, 5,000, right? And I say to you, I want the work done, but I'll have $3,000. I know to myself, if I'm thinking right, that you come and give me $3,000 job inside there, and when you go fire blazing in my place, when when
but
you
that's
leave,
not a good thing to do, eh?
what?
Well, no, from the standpoint of as the professional, yeah.
Yes, but people look at
Because when you don't,
work for the money.
right,
And if you're telling me that what I am asking you for is going to cost me $5,000, I want $5,000 job done inside my house, right? But I want to pay $3,000 to do the $5,000 job. You're going to say what? Who Claire thinks she thinks she could outsmart me? I'm going to do this. Giving her the $3,000 job. When you might put a plug, what do you call it, a bracket
an
or
outlet.
a outlet that's supposed to take two. and you put one. When I plug in all my hair, stand up straight in my head.
No, but Claire, let me respond to that. Yes. Maybe you give an example to generalize a situation,
Mhm.
right? Speaking from the profession in which I am in a situation like that, if the person can't make what you want,
Mhm.
cannot reach,
Mhm.
if you are going to do the job with what the person is offering,
Mhm.
do it and do it as how you will do it, as if you what you ask for.
But
Is either you do that or you not do it.
so
Don't go and do no,
what
substandard job. It will no, if you work
man right after me heart. Do it right the first time and do it. If you say, okay, you wouldn't be able to get this done with the budget that you have for $3,000. You would not be able to get that done. But what I can do is this, and this, and you know this is what you're getting for $3,000.
Once I decide I will do it up to standard.
That is
And if
somebody's
I
morals.
decide, well, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I think
But it has
I just won't do it.
it has a lot of suckers out there
Right.
that that does that to people.
No, it's not good.
Then again, we the consumers, we have to be honest with ourselves too. Because if you come and you give me the $3,000 job that I ask for 5,000, and something happened, I should be able to tell somebody that when it happens that, you know what? He charged me $5,000. I didn't have the $5,000. I tell him this is what I have with $3,000. So maybe by me saying a painter, give me $3,000 job, you have to be honest on both sides. I cannot blame you because the thing blew. And when I had a part in it too.
But if I have to advise the professionals, nah, you don't do that because it goes back against your reputation, and you don't want it to be tainted in that
Yeah,
way. So
and this is where jealousy and listen, I heard you were expensive long, you know.
they,
Since
they can say what they want, but
since I'm in
trust me.
Canada and I had to give wire this house and
Yeah.
so I asked for electricity. They tell me they have chicky, they have Jester, they have food, they have that, they have this. Just expensive.
Yeah, well,
So my thing is he gonna do a good job for me with the
that's the
expense?
question.
Is he gonna do a good
Let it
job?
go and question that.
Yes. I mean, although right now, let me see.
Right, please feel free to say whatever you have to say. You don't want to
People,
hold it back, you know.
I,
Say
I,
whatever you want
me
to
and him not friends right now. 3 weeks now, he has to put a what do you call that? Tell me, a bracket, a
say. A
box,
socket,
a, s-
110 socket.
a walking 110 socket
Yeah.
into for a battery to save power if power go and we can continue our program. I came with the battery from Toronto since in September, October, November, December, 4 months and counting. He started it. And I can't plug on it because my hair might stand up in my head. The battery is right on the floor. So sometimes, and I'm putting a shirt, he's not reliable, and it's from because of me, he doing me that. I'm telling you all straight.
Should have been 5 months.
It's me because it's me and he feel like he could do me anything.
Five.
And you see people when I eating him up, you all don't know he does do me all these wrong things and them. Even last night I called him and I cursed him and I said, Jester, we're no longer friends because this thing is starting to piss me off now. So I better come and fix it. So I think he's jealous of me that I have a battery on here now. Let's move on.
You're not telling them the worries I had to go through to reach to the point that.
Well, you are in that vision?
Or your house was, right? You won't make them know that. They won't, it's right. I won't go.
To make them, I don't know how my house.
Let's move on.
I don't know how my house wire. I'm not an electrician. I paying people to wire it.
Let's move on.
Well, no, let's get that clear. And pun intended here.
Okay.
I did not know how to
The
wire.
program is not for that.
No, but you're making me say this. I didn't know how my house wire. So you know, you are the electrician. You are supposed to figure out how things going inside and do it. I don't know. So yes, this is and these are things that people get. As I say, you are an electrician. People get jealous of you because you know you get jobs and they feel well. He's so expensive. How come he getting all these jobs around the place? Sometimes I see you, I don't even know if it's you that passed because all I feel is the wind. And I say, that just passed there. Claire on the run, girl, on the run. You know? So he still gets job even though it's expensive. And you know why? Because he does the job right when he comes. Even though he ain't doing it for me. But he does the job right when he comes so that people have the confidence in him that when they call him, he's going to do a good job. So don't get jealous of that. All you have to do is to up your game. Get to the level that he is and play on a level playing field. So if he is good, you bring yourself up to goodness too. Because nothing bothers me more, Jester, than when you ask somebody to do something for you. And I am of the notion I'm not begging anybody, that I'm paying to do a job for me. Next!
Yeah, let's we have a you something wrong with you.
No, but it is the jealousy thing we're talking about. And then people see, like you say, how she says her sister is thriving and she's not. And she's jealous of that. She's envy of that too. You wouldn't believe one time in Toronto, I saw a Scudo driving by and he says, the number plate is "You envy me." And I'm like, what is that? And when it clicks in my brain, it's like, you envy me. Because I'm driving this. So they put a number plate on it saying that you envy me. But it was UNV and ME. So if you spell it out, you envy me.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't put
Yeah.
jealous, you envy me. And so people display it in different ways, but we should not. We should not. And was it a week ago we were talking about parents and children, and Mary gave us a thing of what she went through
Yeah.
when she was young. All that is part of jealousy and envy, how it relates to she getting stuff, they're getting, and they never question how is it that she's getting it and they're not.
Jealousy comes in all different forms.
All different forms and fashion. I mean, it's dangerous, as you say.
This.
People kill people
Yeah.
for that. And then in the end, you end up in jail and you still don't get what you were going after.
Yeah.
So we really have to think twice about being envy and jealous of people's stuff. And believe me, people, it is just stuff. Because when you croak, where it says right behind, I never see they pull a horse behind a horse to say, well, I'm dead, is going with me. Never. So don't be jealous of these things because you're only hurting yourself emotionally and mentally. It says, can you train your brain out of being jealous or envious? That is a question. And the phone number is 404-1189. Call us and let us know what you feel and how you feel about this being envy and jealous. It says, can you coach yourself to feel less envious and jealous? Dr. Siegel thinks it might be possible. It is my hope that people can learn from being envious, he says. Studies support this too. A study published in Scientific Reports in 2017 found that people were more likely to feel envy all the time as opposed to occasional bursts. If they had a bigger dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, or DLPFC, the DLPFC plays a key role in higher level brain functions like memory, focus, and attention. But the study also found that if people with a big DLPFC also had high emotional intelligence, they felt less envious. Your DLPFC might make you more inclined to envy, but if you push yourself to learn about emotions and other people's feelings, you can blunt its effects. So, what is it saying in a nutshell here? That if you're intelligent, you don't feel jealous? Is it because you have everything that you want? Let's explore this honestly.
I wish I could.
Because it's saying that if you have more, let's say, but the study also found that if people with a big DLPFC, which means dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, also had high emotional intelligence. So that means they feel less envious. So they're occupied with different things than what I have or you have or what the neighbor have. So they don't feel that envy or that jealous of what you have.
Well, I believe again too. I tell you how I feel personally.
Mm-hmm.
Is how one react in life to these situations and them have to do with your upbringing. Because in growing up, right,
Mm-hmm.
with my granny, I would always hear she sings, um, be contented.
With what you
You
have.
understand with what you have.
Mm-hmm.
Don't look to stretch your hand
You
longer
can
than your
tell you
foot.
which.
So all these things you're hearing in growing up, Claire, it's someone prepares you, right? that you don't really become that sort of envy or jealous kind of person, to be honest.
Yeah.
But if you have grown in an environment where these things are not being lectured to you, it's easy for these type of people who was not exposed to hearing that sort of thing as what we heard in growing up
Hmm.
to become very envious and jealous people. That's
I,
my take
yeah,
on it.
I understand, and then we have to differ, and I'll tell you why. There are homes that all of us were taught the same thing by the same person, like a grandparent or a parent, right? And everybody went differently with how they feel about things and what they can accumulate and so. I might be contented with what I have. That don't mean that my cousin or my sister or my brother so is going to be contented with what they have. You understand? We all grew up in the same thing. And I think it stems from when who you hang out with, where you travel to, and what is being said or discussed around you. Because like a lot of us travel, right? And when we get into the big world and we see what you can accumulate or what you can achieve, you forget about how to be content and you go for what is out there, whether you can afford it or not, because you have it, Claire have it, Roya have it, you know? So I have to have it. What we were taught went out the window. So I defer to you on that because not all of us
But that was
get
just
it.
the
I know.
in a general
Yes.
sense. Yeah.
It's for me. It's okay for me to make that point because you grew up in a way that you're not envy or jealous of anybody. I'm not envy or jealous of anybody because I'm a contented person. I always say I'm a minimalist. Things don't bother me in the sense that I have to have it. But there are people that if they come to your place and they see you have something, they will go and get it and put it in their place because if you have it, why can't I? And especially if you have a few dollars more than me and you think you could buy it,
Even if they don't have a need for it.
bingo! They get it.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick commercial break and we shall be right back. Five, four, three, two, one. Welcome to Take Five. Your mental
Saturday, February 8th, 2025. Grenada, get ready as Idol City Sports presents its fifth annual Football Under the Lights, the annual night football competition. Roses Plainfield, St. Patrick. Man of the much love, sending money, no, you're the cashier for uns. $20,000 for grab. And the first place winner of the senior team will receive $1,000. Under 17, 1,500. Second place, 3,000. Under 17, 1,000. Plus, you can win individual prizes. Football under the lights, which runs from Saturday, February 8th until today, May 3rd. And all teams will be coming up against the Roselle football team, the defending champions. Registration fee for senior teams, $400. And under 17, you enter free. All teams will be able to register 20 players, and all players' uniform must be numbered. No unauthorized vending. To register, contact 538-7509 or 206-9580. One game will be played on weekdays and two games on the weekends. Game kicks off from 7 p.m. Kicks off Saturday, February 8th and ends on the 3rd of May, 2025. Idol Cities Football under the lights at Roselle Plainfield in St. Patrick.
At Sugar's Repair Services, we offer digitally calibrated machines, resurfacing engine heads, general machinery. Show us your pattern and we'll make it with precision machines. At Sugar's Repair Services, we satisfy your needs. Just ask and it will be done. Call us at 473 418 1845. Sugar's Repair Services, located at Lower Marley, St. Patrick.
Are you looking for that one local supermarket where you can purchase all your grocery and household items at the same time? Well, look no further. Smart Buy SA Belfon and Company Limited, located at the top of the town on Main Street, St. Patrick, is the ideal spot. They're open Sunday to Sunday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Mondays to Fridays, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Saturdays, and 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on Sundays, just for your convenience. Call them today on 442-9219. That number again, 442-9219. We're shopping snacks at Snack Buy. Welcome to Take 5, your mental health program with CJ and Jester. With CJ and Jester.
And we are back to talk about envy and jealousy and the significant effects that it can have on our mental health. And I've got a comment to read here. It says, prolonged envy or jealousy can create a cycle of hopelessness and sadness, potentially leading to depression. Focusing on others' successes while ignoring personal achievements may contribute to feeling of failure. And that is true. Because we forget, we lose touch with ourselves and what we can do and what we should do to be better people, to be contented people. And when I start concentrating on what you have, Jester, it just takes me out of my realm of who I really am and what I should be concentrating on to make me a better person. Because I lose myself thinking about what you have, what this person have, what that person, and I'm thinking about maybe if I work hard or I think differently, that I may be successful at what I am looking for. And sometimes you too have a song says, I still haven't found what I'm looking for. With all of this,
I have such.
still, you search high, you search low, you still haven't found what you're looking for. But what the question is, what are you looking for? What is it that you're looking for? Because all the contentment of the things that people have is not making you feel contented.
You see, and that's the thing, okay? Once you're, that's, and the danger of jealousy and envy, you people like that are very difficult to become contented with.
Mm-hmm.
Where does it stop?
It doesn't stop.
It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop, right?
No, it does. Because you always want more.
Yeah.
But think this is how there's hoarders in the world. They just accumulate things,
Yeah.
whether they need it or not. And then they find that narrow piece of road in their home that they have to walk in sideways to get it. It becomes a disease afterwards because you can't stop wanting things. You can't stop seeing what people have and want it. You go to the store, and if I end up buying a dish that has nice colors, maybe that's what I fancy. But oh, I want one too. And that is dangerous. Because when, as you say, when is it going to end?
There are certain labels that goes along an envy person. So for example, usually an envy person would be a greedy person.
Well, of course, it's based on greed. Well, you have to be greedy to be envy.
You understand what I'm telling you? So
We're coming to this, don't worry. It has to, because if you're not satisfied, it has people that they eat and their belly full, but because something else passed and they don't want you to get it, they will take it and eat it. They don't care if they got to puke afterwards. But it's greed.
a jealous person will always be a hypocritical person.
Eh.
Yeah, that's what
Explain.
to me that's
Explain.
because
That is interesting. Tell me.
yeah, because if you're jealous, it puts you in a position that you will be because your jealousy goes along, so it means that you might be talking to people and of what that person or the situation that person what you're looking up that you're creating a jealousy about. And then you will just find yourself making hypocrisy about that person.
And the person mean no harm to you anywhere from they did nothing. Nothing. Okay, so let's go. Dr. Harris agrees, noting that if you have a persistent If you have persistent issues with jealousy, professional guidance might help. Therapy is a good way to assess and address issues with jealousy or relationship impasses that can be triggering the response, she says. Whether you're constantly worrying about your partner's work wife, huh, or feeling miserable that someone, let's take that call. Good morning. Good morning.
Good good morning, Claire. Good morning, Jester.
Good morning to
How
you,
are you
sir.
guys?
We're good. How are you? Mhm.
I am fantastic. I am fantastic.
Good.
Very interesting topic this morning. Um, um, I would love to hear the story how you end up choosing this one, but I will leave that for another time.
I'm looking for when you come.
But you know, going through life, as Jester says, if you're human and you have some type of emotion intelligence, you've been through some form of jealousy,
Mm-hmm.
and even some form of envy at some point in time.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the differentiator here is how you choose to deal with it and how you move along with it. And like you said, when it comes to the jealousy part, especially if you're in a relationship, you can go from 0 to a million miles a second in no time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that can happen. Um, but what I see in our society, in this little bubble that we live in, is this not necessarily jealousy, but I would say the envy,
Mm.
and it's disturbing because, as Justice says, it can lead to some very ugly things.
Mm-hmm.
And when I remember vividly, I remember when I was living in Toronto, I bought myself a my first car because where I was working and where I was living, it was just ridiculous on the transit system at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought myself this car, and it was the cheapest car I could find. With It had a manual transmission. It did not have AC. Did not have a stereo. It didn't have any of those bells and whistles. That's how cheap I went because I wanted this car.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm driving my car, and college friend one day, and I picked him up, and I give him a ride. And then, we started having conversation, and I find myself, I'm admitting it early, started to envy what I saw he had.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day, a friend of mine says, "That's your friend?" I say, "Yes, I know him." He says, "You sure that's your friend?" I say, "Yes." He said, "Why you asking me that?" He says, "And that man is jealous of you." And I'm sitting there like, really? What is there to jealous of me? The man had restaurants, he had his own house, he's driving a Ford Bronco,
Mm.
and I'm sitting there and I'm saying like, why is me? And he says, look, he's jealous of you. And I said, well, how you come to that? He said, because of how you move, how you talk to people, and how you move. And I said,
Mm.
like, really? And
Mm.
he said, yes. And that said to my mind at that time, I said, wow. And I'm looking at the man and I'm saying, wow. I'm looking at everything you are.
So like a wow.
And he's looking at me and he's jealous. And I'm saying, like, whoa, I need to check myself.
Mm.
And that's when I started paying attention to these type of things. And sure, in life, as you see, sometimes you see a friend moving on, they're doing this and they're doing that and they're doing the other. And when it came to me, when I moved back to Grenada and I'm doing sales and I'm doing well. I'm blowing my own trumpet. I'm good at
Of
sales,
course we know.
right?
Mm-hmm.
I am good at sales. I'm doing the pump. And I'm in a meeting with the managers, and one of them says, "Well, all you sales guys are concerned with is your commission." And I literally froze.
Didn't you pipe up?
I just froze, and I looking down, and then Claire, this is senior management, and I just stood up.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, like, Nicholas, what are you doing? I said, no, I can't let this slide. I said, excuse me, what does salespeople work for? He says, commission. So I said, well, what else am I supposed to be concerned with? He looked at me and his face just went blank
Mm-hmm.
and he realized the stupidity of what he just said.
Yeah,
Of course.
of course.
Yeah. So so then I started digging into myself. I said, okay, so where is this coming from? And it's a discussion that they had about how much salespeople are making in commission. And
Oh.
I am saying, oh my God. So I met him privately and I said, listen, you made a statement in a meeting, but I think you're way off base. Do you know how much time a salesperson spends on preparing for a presentation to complete a sale? How many nights I'm up 2 o'clock in the morning trying to tweak my proposal to make it better than the next guy because behind me there's 10 other guys
Mm-hmm.
that wants that same contract. So we have to be on top of that. I said, you never see that. All you see is this check or approval that comes across your desk that you need to approve. Do you see all the work behind it?
Sure.
And that's the same thing that goes with people. You may see a young man or a young woman or driving a nice car. Did you see all the sweat and tears he put in for that car?
Exactly.
Mm.
Yeah.
Did you see how much money he had to spend with the mechanic to paint it that color that he wanted?
Mm.
Did you see how much insurance he has to pay to maintain that car? Yeah? Of that guy who has that house, he built his house. He's built a little ply house, he painted up nice and it looks pretty. How much work did he put in to make that? How much cabbage did he have to go and plant and sell to get that thing? You cannot put that in
They don't
front of
see
it
that.
and say,
They
well,
don't see
look,
that.
he has that. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of work that went behind that. Yeah. So sometimes you need to sit back and step back and look. And if I see somebody in the village or in my town that's doing well, I'm going to that guy and say, hey, brother, I see things going nice for you. What are you doing? How are you doing it? Why are you doing it? How are you so successful? Because I want to be that successful too.
Mm-hmm.
Every sales job I took, when I went into that company, I scope out the company and I go, who's the best? Once I know who's the best, I'm mimicking that. I'm mirroring that guy. I go to him and say, what are you doing? How you do it? Why you do it? I want to know everything he knows if he's willing to share. And if he's willing to share, trust me, he has a winning formula.
Of
I'm going to
course.
adopt that formula. I'm
Yeah.
going to tweak
Yes.
it to
Yeah.
meet
Yes.
me
Exactly.
because
Mm-hmm.
I want to be that successful too. I'm not
Sure.
envying him. I don't care. What I want to do is to be obtain that success. And I'm going to talk to you and get as much information that you are willing to share with me so that I can prosper too. I'm not sitting here and grinding and grudging you. I have no time for that. What's that doing for me?
That,
Nothing.
that,
Squat. Squat. More than
I'm
give
not
yourself
getting anywhere.
mental problems.
Exactly. And as you said, being envious and jealous, that takes so much energy.
Mm.
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
weighs you down.
Exactly. If
Yeah.
you're jealous of your girlfriend and you every minute you're there behind a tree leaf and you're peeping and you just on your come on. Calm down.
Like say you're cleaning the whole tree and you're doing to stand up the cleaning tree.
Yeah.
It is a sad thing.
Listen, and then you go in and you peep in the phone, you peep in the email, and you're looking for heartache.
Mm.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Oh, yes.
Looking for it, you're
Trust
gonna
me.
find it, eh?
Yes, of
You're
course.
gonna find it.
Mm-hmm.
Can you deal with it after you found it?
That's true. But that's why death
So
take place after they find it.
that's what I'm saying to you. And they end up being a murderer, and then you're in jail, and then what happens?
Yeah, yeah.
Two
Yeah,
lives have been
so
destroyed.
completely
Just like that.
for big, and this is where it becomes really critical now that we be able to have some place where these people who's going through these things can find a way to deal with it, to ventilate, and to be able to move past what
Mm-hmm.
that is. Because as you said, this is something that's happening in the brain. You don't
Yes.
have no control over that brain, right? At that when you're in that moment. But if somebody can teach you how to do it, you will be in a better place. You'll live a better life. You'll be
Mm-hmm.
more relaxed. You'll be more content. You'll be happier because you will understand what's happening with you. Yeah.
You see,
And once you know what those triggers are, you'll be able to back off. You say, no, not you today. I'm not doing that today.
Right.
your presentation they thus far have touched on what I mentioned to Claire earlier. Usually, people that tend to be jealous, right? They would be hypocritical and look at the examples you brought up. It's because they went and they were talking to other people and next dangerous thing, depending on who, right, they are talking to, they can even help send them further down to be more
Exactly.
vindictive and
Exactly.
spiteful and hateful against you.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
That is how far these things
They're
can
feeding
go.
your anxiety to
Yes.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're feeding your anxiety. So you sucking it up because, oh, yes, he agrees with me. And no. No,
Stand up for your right and
no.
say what it is. You see why I love you? Because you and I are love. Let me say to the Toronto thing. Maybe we come from the school of hard knocks. We just say it.
It's the Lake Ontario water again.
We lucky and come out with three heads. We have two brains inside our head. I think the good one and the bad one. The bad one comes out more often than the good. Ah, but what you but
Anyways, let's
we,
go back and listen to the
yes,
show.
you may have some more points to come up with. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so
You're welcome.
much.
Okay, bye bye.
All right. Cheers.
Very interesting points. Very interesting
Yes, and
points.
the thing is, you see, people don't pay attention to themselves, Jester. Because if I were to come to you and start back talking him and say, look, he making a lot of money, look at this, that, and the other, you know where he works and you work in there too. You want to start spreading rumors about him inside there too, eh?
Exactly.
And then before you know it, everybody is pointing fingers and say, you think she worked for that guy? Who know what she doing? You know who she's sleeping with? And you know who he's sleeping with? And it's a whole kind of set of lies that start and a lot of hatred. I think we should just start minding our business for one and start doing good for ourselves
Exactly.
instead of trying to
Exactly.
bring people down.
No.
Because
Yeah.
when you do that, the end of the day, how is it working for you? How is it really, really working for you? Are you feeling happy? Are you satisfied? Oh, I got him. But am I in a better place?
Glenn,
Am I in a better place?
I wonder how some people really gauge themselves on a daily basis. And like me, right, as I go around, and I tell you, I put myself out at lengths to assist people. You know why does you
I don't know about
really
that.
and
It's
truly.
okay.
You're just pretending not to know. And at the end of the day, or when I lay back on my back and ready to sleep, I thought, yeah, just that you did that for somebody. You did something good. That's I feel so good. You think if it was the other way around, I do something to make somebody lose their job, to deny them of some bread and butter. How will I really be? Can I
Jumping
ever have a restful night?
No, you can't. You jump in
I
immediately
just
because
cannot.
it's
I
killing you.
wouldn't.
Yes.
This is what will kill me.
It's killing you. I mean, and the things that you do to me should kill you when you go and sleep. You didn't know that coming, you scalp.
Yeah, I was doing anything so badly. I would not have been able to sleep in the night. So
And
I
it's,
know I'm not really doing
and it's
anything
12 o'clock in the night.
that
You're
bad
calling me.
to
Claire,
you.
you sleeping? Yes, I'm sleeping. What you calling me for? All these things that
My
you do to me,
gosh.
they should be sleeping when you lie down in your bed and you can't sleep. But
So
you see,
I do that and you know how properly. So I'm not what I'm talking about.
I ain't hear what you say. I'm not certified, so I'm good. Yeah, but you see, and Nicholas bring up such a good one because even the bosses where we work, Jester,
Yeah.
you know, they come together with other people in the company. And you know, every company has a newsmonger, somebody that watches everything you do and go report it to you. But what they don't realize, while you're reporting about me, somebody else is reporting about it because the boss don't use just one person, you know. He uses everybody that he can
Yeah.
get to peep one another, and by the end of the day, the whole company is in chaos.
Yeah.
Because everybody watching, so everybody peeping somebody who peeping me while I peeping you.
Let me say good afternoon to Patricia out there in London.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here, someone says these emotions can lead to resentment, mistrust, or conflict, pushing people away. Over time, social isolation can negatively impact your mental health. And it's true because how much can one human being take when you're always being bombarded with things that is negative? After a while, you're starting to believe what the people say. You know, when you lie, Jester, and you lie, not you. I have to always say
You said that for good.
no, when people lying and they lying and they, and after a while they lie so much, they're starting to believe their lie is truth. You have to start questioning yourself. Well, did I really do what they said? What they said I did?
You know if anybody like that.
Oh yeah, I know a lot of people are lying to that.
Who choose to call it.
No, I don't want to be sued. Are you crazy? You're not lying enough to take me out. You know, unless Nicholas is one from Toronto. You know, people lie. But the funny thing is, and you know what's sad, Jester? You know you lie. I know you lie, and you know that I know that you lie. So why you keep lying? And this, the lies and so cause mistrust. It causes conflict. It causes and mentally it derails you.
So people in life for a number of different reasons. And one of it fundamentally is to try to make themselves look good and to make someone else look
Well, if you want to look good, put
basic.
on bed and put on good clothes on you. That will make you look good. You know, babe, put on good clothes on you and walk as though you own the world. Don't make mischief on somebody else to make yourself look good, because at the end of the day, it doesn't, because sometimes it backfires on you.
Yeah, oh yes.
It does. So here, Dr. Hafiz agrees.
Claire, I lost struggling.
When you want to lose track, you must pay attention. It
It
talks about therapy. It talks about therapy is a good way to address issues with jealousy and
Now it's
relationship.
subheaded.
The subheading was, can you train your brain out of being jealous or envious?
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
So it says, whether you are consistently worrying about your partner's work life or feeling miserable that somebody from high school bought their dream house, a therapist or counselor might help you untangle your emotions and rewire your brain to react in less painful ways. So I buy a house. You see me buy a house. You take that on as though, well, it's your money I take to buy the house or to buy the car or to buy whatever it is.
Let's stick with the car.
You really like the car? I buy you a car. Let's go. I have two cars now. Yes? I buy you a car
Well,
and I buy myself a
doing
car.
very well.
So I'm doing well. So if you see, if you're driving the one that I buy you and I'm driving mine, then somebody in the right mind or the wrong mind will get jealous and say, oh, she buy a car for Jester, she buy a car for herself. So what way where that going? You understand? So they starting to envy me now.
No, somebody might say you buy a car and just start driving it. They might say that too.
Well, yes, that too. You drive the one I buy, you drive the one that I buy. Then what's some driving taking place like you, Morgan Freeman, and Miss Daisy? We're going with that. But in the end of the day, how is that your business? And what is it doing for you? That's the question.
Just
here.
to make mischief.
What is it doing for you? And how is it your business? Because I know to myself, I did not come to your door. And I didn't go to anybody and beg them for the money to buy the car that I buy for you and the one that I buy for myself. So if you want to take on that and go with it at, oh, Claire buy a car for Jester and Claire buy a car, Jester driving it. Claire buy a car and she driving it. And Jester driving Claire car and Claire driving Jester car. That is none of your beeswax. So don't get jealous of it and don't make your brain go into all this equilibrium, you know, unbalanced situation and worry about me. I am okay. Because I know to myself the bank can come back and take the two cars from you and I. You understand? They ain't coming back. Because as Nicholas said, when we work hard in the cold and we know what our game plan is, and you stick to that game plan, you come and you take your money and you buy a car. And you go out, but if you break down, you say, well, too bad, so sad, the car break down, let me leave it for a couple days. You get some more money and you fix your car. But how does that impact you, of all people? It should impact me. You understand? Because I'm the one with the issues, not you. So don't take that and make it something and start being jealous and envy of what I have, because you don't know how I got it. You don't know if I fraud the Canadian government and that's why I'm going to because I run away from them jailing me. I, you don't know that. You don't know if I pay my taxes or when it's time to do my taxes. Or did I tell you?
Yeah, next thing they're gonna say that right.
That's okay. I know. Let me tell you something. I don't care.
The tip is them and
Yes.
yeah.
Last year,
Tip
I asked my daughter because I have nothing to really claim for from the government, right? I take early retirement. I am a widow. I get CPP, what they call their pension plan, because I worked and I paid those taxes, right? So I said to her, hey, your mother has nothing really to claim for. So go to my mail and get the one from the bank, the one from Primerica, and, do my taxes for me. Okay, mom. So she went on something called TurboTax and she did the tax, but she took some money guarantee, whatever, and she put it on the wrong line. She should put it on 1500, she put on whatever line. Partner, I'm sitting in the meeting one Sunday on my phone because I've done vibrate. I look, I see a text from her. You're getting 7,700 and something dollars back in taxes. I tell you, I started praying one time inside there because I said all the red flags in Canada is under my name now. I never got that amount of money from tax for all the 30 something years that I lived in Canada. So how come I'm getting $7,000 as refund? And I refund you.
Yeah.
So I said, I said, are you sure? She said, well, that's what the trouble tax things. I said, okay. So when I came from meeting, I called. I said, how did you come up with $7,000? She said, well, I put this and put that and put that on there. I said, okay. I said, all right. And you know the funny thing, they sent me that 7,700 and something dollars, eh? Once you claim that on your tax, if you she got me $10,000, they're sending me the $10,000. I got the $7,000. They send it to my checking account. I happily take it and put it in my saving account. Because I know I have to pay back some. So I can't sleep now because I know that is thief and they're coming for me. No, no, coming for me. I know that is not right because I could take it and spend it and
Yeah, you're not comfortable.
no, I'm not comfortable.
Never
So I called the guy that does my finances, and I said to him, I said, David, this is what he said. Well, how did you come with? I said, I don't know. He says, well, give me a number. I'm going to call her, and we'll sort it out. He called her. They talk. She tell him wherever she put it. But how did it turbo tax? It disappears after you do it, eh? And she didn't print it, so she didn't have it. But all he said, I said, okay. He told me, well, you don't know how to fix it. I have to get some accountant. I said, okay. I did the next best. I said to him, can you get me the number for Revenue Canada so that I could call? He did, and he sent me the number, and I called, and I got one man, and I explained my situation to him, and I said, listen, I know I'm not supposed to get all that money, so I need you to help me to sort this out. He said, okay. He asked me my name, my date of birth, my address, and everything. I gave it to him. He asked me about the tax form that I have. I gave it to him, and he said to me, I cannot do it for you because it's not allowing me to do it. But he gave me a step-by-step way of how to do it. I write down and write down. And then when I moved the the 1800, the 18,000 that she put where she think to give me the 7,000, and I put it in the right place, my tax refund was for 3,000 something dollars. I felt really good. I went to sleep that night and I'm smiling because all the red flag gone now.
Yeah.
But again, I had to pay them back the other $3,000. So I called them and I says, okay, I have to pay you back 3,000 something dollars. How do I do it? They said, do you have an account with the CRA? I said, yes. They said, me use that and pay. I paid them off and I'm a happy camper. This year, I'm doing it myself because I know what I'm doing. I'm not calling her again because she going to make me dead. I'm telling you, the stress that I had mentally, knowing that that $7,000 is not thing.
Yeah.
So when people see you doing that, and I know I'm here because I didn't do any fraudulent thing to the Canadian government, so that I could go and comment and I feel like I'm not be afraid to pass on the airport because I ain't owe nobody and nothing. So I like that. But people get those kinds of money, Jester, and they spend it.
Yeah, and then they come back after them.
Years down the road, they come back and hear this. They think they get away, and they might leave Canada and go to a different country. But if you're getting old age pension and guarantee income
Yeah, they can
straight,
take it back.
oh, they're taking back every cent
Yeah.
from there. So when they see you, when you see them begging on the street and asking, give them $1 because the government in Canada is taking the money away from them.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make sense doing that. So when I buy the car for you, I use my money. When I buy the car for me, I use my money.
Well, so stop that. People know that you could make it because what? I know it.
Well, just
I can't for me. Joke. Yeah, well,
when you get back bandits, they will know that I didn't buy a car for you. That is the whole thing about it. But if they want to keep saying that, then that's fine. So that's why they have to rewire their brain so that they wouldn't think this thing. And let me tell you, it's not only hurting us, it's hurting them more than it's hurting us. Because they're the one that is in pain, looking at how we are thriving and they are not. Instead of turning that around and say, well, as Nicholas says, if you're good at what you do or that somebody is good, help me to get there. Or let me go and ask,
yeah.
how do you do this? We learned a lot of things by listening to people, by asking questions and so. And there are a lot of things that I'm good at. I'm boasting myself now. There are a lot of things that I'm good at. But I didn't just get good at it by sitting down and on my laurels and things. I put myself out to learn it, to do it, ask questions, listen and everything like that. I'm a pretty kind of handy girl. I just can't do that because on me head stand up in my head. I paying you to do that. Whether I paying you or not, I paying you.
Okay, stop it. You can know the thing.
I paying you. Paying you to do. And that's it. So things like that, we have to learn how to be positive in our thinking and not always do the negative. And let me tell you, there are a lot of women, and I'm hitting us now. A lot of women that are envy and jealous of each other. And there's no reason to do that. I personally feel just if I see a woman or I meet a woman that I see is doing well, my first thing is to congratulate her and tell her, keep going.
Yeah.
You know, upbuild her because I'm being upbuilt in the same time. Because when I see a woman looking good as me,
You looking good?
of course, you don't have to, I tell you. Listen,
Oh gosh.
when you see women looking good, you feel good and you want to just help. Stay that way. Like I saw one yesterday, and I call her and I say, okay, hey, come here. She came and said, what's with that tire that you put pushing the day, said looking like the Michelin girl? I said, stop it.
What?
Is I wrong here?
Ah,
I could tell her that because I know her.
clear.
Yes.
We could do it.
Yes. No, but I'm telling you, this is the envy that I'm talking about. And I'm bringing it into us because we do that a lot. And the person that asked me to discuss this is going through that same thing too.
Yeah.
People look at you and they don't even know how you get what it is, and they become envious of you, and they cast remarks.
See me, you don't know me, but you're casting judgment.
Exactly. They cast in remarks and make you feel uncomfortable, even though you know what you're doing is not something wrong. You're striving to be better with yourself, to help your family and the people around you. But they beat you down so much that you become like the hunchback of Notre Dame. You just bend forward and take the blows. Don't take the blows. You are bigger and better and stronger than that. You know what you're doing to stay the way you want to stay. Just upbuild yourself and help those around you, pull them up. And I think we women have a problem. And I'm telling you, we have a problem because when we see each other, instead of smiling and say, your face set up, you watching me bad eye. For what reason? Did I do something to you?
I don't know. You're speaking from experience.
Yeah, I didn't do anything to you, and I say hi to you, and you grumble. But you don't get in another one. But you can't, we have to stop this. And this is not going to, and the frontal cortex and the whatever that is activated in front here, you all are going to get brain aneurysm because you're putting too much pressure on that little things that are inside it for unnecessary things.
Clear. Yeah. I have to face up with the harsh reality to like it or not. As much as what you're preaching there, you still would find some people who will say they don't like you. Why they don't like you? They don't even have a reason. And no matter what, that's what
Well,
they'll
I
say.
listen, I'm not expecting everybody to like me, because guess what? I love myself.
Yeah.
And once I do that, call it 100, bite me when you see me pass. Because it doesn't make a difference to me because listen, whether you like me or not, I go down Queen Victoria at night still. You understand? I'm not asking you for anything, and so don't waste your time and hate. Just relate to me, and I might give you a few pointers as to why I am the way that I am. You see, constant comparison to others can lead to feelings of inadequacy, triggering stress and anxiety. Jealousy in relationships may result in overthinking and paranoia, worsening mental strain. And that is true, quite true. So, here are some key points of how to explore the impact of envy. Envy motivates and fuels discontent.
For real.
Social media triggers envy and reduces well being. We can overcome envy with gratitude, mindfulness, reframing, and seeking guidance. Those 3 points should encompass everything that we spoke about and what we are going to end with in a little bit. Envy motivates and fuels discontent. Because if you're going to get a call, good morning. Ben,
Good morning.
good morning, and how are you?
Good morning.
I'm good. Let me just load up you more this here. Hold on a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
Okay, good morning. How is everybody?
We are hot.
We are doing
Yes. Yes. So you see, Claire, envy is not always bad because right now I envy you in Grenada and I'm on the trip.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
what is for what is
What reason do you envy me for angry at the heat? The heat.
You are the warm weather and I'm
Yes,
the cold.
I know.
No.
I hear you. I'm so sorry. I wear black for these past 3 weeks to in solidarity with you up there.
I know. So I was thinking, how do we, because from time to time we may have feelings of envy or jealousy.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we manage it? I think we have to get to know ourselves and understand where those feelings are coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Because we may have to, do some meditation and doing self reflection. It can help us to gain a better understanding of ourselves
Mm-hmm.
because throughout life we are imperfect and we may have brief feelings of envy or jealousy. So we have to identify where these feelings are coming from and try to deal with it. Because although it is normal in some cases to feel that way, it becomes unhealthy when it controls our lives or we
Mm-hmm.
are preoccupied with envy and jealousy or looking at what other people are doing and comparing ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to be constantly checking ourselves to maintain healthy thoughts and so that we do not go down that road of feeling constantly jealous of other people or being envious of other people because it's going to destroy us mentally.
True.
So,
Thank you
although
so
I'm
much.
jealous of you,
Oh, that's right. That's a
treat
good
it.
jealousy, as you say.
Yes.
Hurry up and come on over.
Good day.
Come down quick.
Okay.
Very,
Okay, soon.
All right.
Okay.
Bye bye.
very well said. Very well said. Just straight to the point.
Yes,
Short.
we have to look after ourselves. That's it.
Yes,
It
yes.
starts with us and ends with us in whatever situation that we're in. Charlie Munger assertion says the world is not driven by greed. It is driven by envy, provides a thought provoking lens through which we can examine human motivation and the dynamics of society. Greed, typically seen as the unrelenting pursuit of wealth, power, or possession, has often propelled individuals and society toward progress or downfall. It conjures images of insatiable accumulation and an unwavering desire for more, often disregarding the needs and well being of others. However, Munger's perspective on envy challenges this conventional narrative by shifting our focus from self centered acquisition to a more comparative framework. Envy, the poignant feeling of discontent or covetousness in the face of another's advantages, achievements, or possession, emerges as a more potent motivator than simple greed. It is not just about wanting more, it is about wanting more than others. He could not have said it any better. You have. You don't want more, you want more than what I have.
Yeah.
And that is envy. And that moves the wall, he said. And that is no joke. Because as I say, sometimes you come to my house, you see something, you don't want it in, you don't need it,
There's no
but you go and buy it and put it in your house
Yeah.
because I have it.
Yeah.
Because you want more than me. You want one more. You want one up on me. But take it. You could go in the whole place once you leave me alone. Seriously, I'm telling you. Because when we attach ourselves to these things, we find no happiness, Jester, because we are never ever satisfied.
Yeah. That's it.
Never ever satisfied. And you have to learn to be satisfied with yourself, with your lot in life, and just work to maintain what you have on a positive note.
So in other words, a competition is being taking place which you are not aware of, and you're not even competing, but the person competing with you.
Yes, it's no joke at all. And that's sad. It's really, really sad because you're going about your days oblivious to what's going on around you. But there are people that is envious and jealous of you for you don't know what. Because you're not looking at, you don't think that you're better than anybody, you don't have more than everybody is striving to just be, make themselves comfortable.
Yeah.
And that's it. You think if I was getting bus on right, I was going to buy a car? You know how many days I stand by the road at 9 o'clock, I get in a bus 9:20 to reach Subway for 9:30? I said I had enough of this. I work for my money, I'm going to make myself happy, spend it. And that's it. You know, I can't leave it for my children because they're going to blow it.
A girl must have the right.
A girl must have the right. That's it. Coming down in a nutshell, a girl must have the right. And that, yes, and you see, and that's it. And what the man is saying there, we want more than others. And what are you doing with the more when you get it? Because you're always on more.
Well, of course, you use the right word. They want. They don't need
That's it. It says the role of envy is steering human behavior is pervasive and observable in various facets of society, from personal relationships to corporate strategies and even international politics. In business, corporate decisions are often influenced more by competitor success than by an independent pursuit of profit. In other personal lives, individuals frequently measure their happiness and achievements against the carefully curated representations of others, especially in the age of social media where ceaseless comparison abound. Envy often finds its roots in human propensity for comparison, an inherent aspect of our nature. According to social comparison theory, individuals assess their social and personal worth based on how they stack up against their peers. In today's digital era, where social media platforms present meticulous curated glimpses into others' lives, this inclination to compare has intensified, exacerbating the feeling of envy that often follows social media. Everybody putting their house and their car and whatever it is they own on social media so that I can see Jester, you can see it, and those around us that have nothing could see it. And that put pressure on us if you let it. If, and I'm saying a big if, you or I let it, because we don't have to. We could just bypass them with their greed and their stupidness and live the life that you live that makes you content and happy. I'm all for happiness and contentment, you, Jester.
Yeah, of
That's
course.
all.
Not you alone.
I always ask Jehovah.
Me as
In
well.
a place I'm not rich, I'm not poor, I'm just comfortable. That I can eat whatever I want when I want. I can go on vacation sometimes and I can pay my bills and they don't have to cut me out. That's mostly what I'm asking for. And that is what's been granted to me. Because I'm not a greedy person. I don't see things that everybody have and want it and bring it here. No. I mean, you have the gold watch, you have a gold chain. It looks good on you.
I thought you how this so.
I don't want it. I have a gold watch too, but I don't want it. You see, because no, I'm just telling you because a man lost his hand for that. For a watch that somebody sent from him, he's got a gold watch, you understand? So people envy the things that you think that people don't really care about, what you have. It's a big thing for them. So you and I have to learn to know where what our limits are, what we can afford, what we can't, and live in contentment. That's all you're gonna be. Happier for it. You can sleep at night. I tell you, when I climbed Queen Victoria up there, me and Queen Victoria have a very special relationship. Don't call me 12 o'clock at night and ask me if I'm sleeping because you know I'm sleeping.
Oh gosh.
You understand? And you know, Jester, it is so some of them you can see blatantly that they don't like you, you know, because how they act around you,
Yeah.
how they what they say when they see you, and everything like that. Some of them are coy about it. They pretend that you know you and them talking, and so as soon as you turn your back, the knife come out and it just stab you.
That
And
happens
that's
too.
all about jealousy and envy. But for what? Do you know what I did to get what I have? Do you know how hard I work? According to Nicholas and Lorna, it's snowing cats and dogs, and you have to bring your backside out there. You can't stay home. And you know you settled from here when you left here and you went over there. You went with a reason, you
Yeah.
went with
The
a purpose,
Yeah.
and you walked towards that purpose.
Exactly.
And when you achieve that purpose, you just pick up your backside and you go back home because this is where you are home. Fortunately for me, I have two homes. When I'm here, I say I'm going home. When I'm there, I'm coming home. You understand? And it's not home that, okay, Canada is my home, but my children are there. And this is home to me. As well as I'm there, I'm coming home because here is my birthright, my birthplace. So don't be jealous of that when I say I can swing there and swing there. You don't know what I did. And I don't owe the Canadian government fraudulently. That's what I keep saying. So, social media impact on life satisfaction. A recent study delved into the relationship between social media usage, life satisfaction, social comparison, envy, and self esteem. The study's standout finding was that social media use negatively affects levels of life satisfaction, underscoring the potential detrimental impact of social media on overall well being. The study also explored mediating factors to gain a deeper understanding of this connection. Social comparison emerged as a critical mediator in elucidating how social media influences life satisfaction. Comparing oneself to others on social platform can lead to a decreased life satisfaction. Furthermore, envy, often triggered by social comparison, exacerbates the negative impact on well being. And we go back to that comment. Constant comparisons to others can lead to feeling of inadequacy, triggering stress and anxiety. Jealousy in relationships may result in overthinking and paranoia, worsening mental strain. So, social media. And as Nicholas and I always talk about, it is not social, Jester. I don't know why they call it social media.
It's antisocial.
It's antisocial because it's bullying that you get there. Very rare you will find something on social media that is uplifting. And it depends on who posts it. You understand? People with sense and morals will post things on social media that will upbuild a person, make them so, maybe that is something I can look into, something that I can do to better myself. The other paisans and them, all they do is beat up on you on social media. They don't even know what the story of your life is, but they put on clothes on you that cannot fit you. They squeeze you in it and think that they have you where they want you. It is not social at all. Not one bit. They said it is destructive. And very much so. How many people that got bullied on social media that died by suicide? Even school age children, young children. How many of them do we know and don't know? As it says, every minute in the United States, 105 people die by suicide. Bullying and social media has a big part to play in that. It is antisocial. So those of us that think that being on social media and collect 1,000 people as friends, they are not your friends. I know they're not mine. Because look, my friend is sitting right in front of me there.
But funny enough, and a lot of people believe when certain things that they see pops up on social media is like the gospel, and that is what that.
Well, they're wrong because you see, they're looking for self-esteem. They're looking for self-gratification, and they're not getting it because some of them, when they put on a clothes on them, as they say, and they put it up there, and somebody say, "Oh my gosh, gorgeous." They dwell into that, and they feel, well, oh, there's nobody hotter than me. July ain't even hot as them.
And the thing about it, you will hear they saying, "Oh, when I saw that on Facebook, I saw that."
People, the
Like,
thing about it, I don't realize people like me are not on Facebook posting, but people like me and you that are on Facebook creating these things to make us feel stupid. And how could you? Some people they waste so much time on this social media platform, just that they don't even bathing. By the time they get just they fall asleep, and the next day they have to get up and bathe because they delve into this thing so deep, hours and then when they can do other things to benefit themselves, to make their life easier.
some people live on social media,
Here are a few points before we end. Overcoming the impact of envy, nurturing your inner well being. Recognizing that envy plays a significant role in our lives encourages us to examine the widespread influence and strategies to counter its potential harmful impact on our well being. In a world where comparison frequently dominates our thoughts, it becomes essential to equip ourselves with tools that can turn envy into a driver of personal growth and contentment. Here's one: embrace gratitude. Imagine gratitude as your daily companion, a beacon of positivity that can dilute the pangs of envy. Keeping a gratitude journal where you reflect on the things you are thankful for can redirect your focus from what you lack to what you have. It is a powerful antidote to the discontent that often accompanies envy. You know, I saw a saying that says, we would never be satisfied if we don't appreciate what we already have. And that is so true because we go looking for more, but we already have it.
exactly.
Number two, practice mindfulness and self compassion. Nurturing your inner peace through mindfulness and self compassion can reshape your reactions to envy. These practices allow you to turn moments of envy into opportunities for self reflection and growth. Acknowledging your emotions without judgment and practicing self kindness can diffuse envy's negative impact on your psyche. This is true. So turn the negative into positive. If you tell yourself that I see Claire have this, I don't know how she got it. Let me work for what I have so that I could get something similar because I am working for it. That is a positive instead of a negative sitting there and thinking that, oh, I hate Claire because she have this. Number three, reframe social comparison. Instead of succumbing to jealousy when comparing you to others, strive to draw inspiration from their successes. Nicholas pointed that. Use this comparison as motivation for your growth and achievement. Viewing others as sources of inspiration rather than competition can foster a healthier mindset and diminish the power of envy.
So
Yeah?
true.
Right.
So true.
Number four, celebrate your achievement. In a world inundated with achievements of others, it is vital to celebrate your accomplishments. Chart your unique path, recognizing that your journey is distinct and valuable. Focus on your goals and savor the satisfaction of your achievement. This perspective shift can redirect your attention away from envy and towards your progress. So as you start stepping, keep stepping, and then you'll be marching towards your success. Five, seek professional guidance. In cases where envy feels overwhelming and persistent, psychologists and therapists can provide valuable insights and strategies for managing envy and its associated emotional challenges. Their expertise can be instrumental in finding balance and peace amidst envy. So, if you're in a situation where you're overwhelmed, Jester, you turn left, you turn right, you talk to me, you don't find what I give you is enough. I talk to you, I don't find what you're telling me is right. My next step is to seek professional help. Talk to someone, a psychologist, because sometimes what we have, what we're going through, it might not only be mental, it might be physical also.
Mm-hmm.
So if we go to them and we talk about what it is that we are facing, they can refer us to the right person that we may get help to make us better. Yes?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Do not shun going to therapists. They don't know you, you don't know them. When you leave their office, if they want to talk about you, come to them. That is their business. They have to go and lie down on the Queen Victoria and say, I failed Claire today. Or I failed Jester by going and talk about what she told me. Or what she confided in me. We have to learn, we have to learn to trust someone somewhere. And it's on them, not you, when they say what you go to tell them. You will come from there with a clearer mind, a more positive you to make you a better person. To make you, when you walk, you pull your stomach in, you hold your core, and you walk tall so that you can achieve what it is that you set up to do. Do not let envy and jealousy be your guide because it is not going to take you where you have to go or where you want to go. It is destructive. It is not good.
I mean,
And we will close by saying, by adopting these approaches, individuals can take proactive steps to mitigate the adverse effects of envy. Envy, though a potent motivator, needs not be a barrier to happiness and well being. Instead, it can catalyze personal growth and a deeper understanding of oneself. In a world where envy often lurks, these strategies can help you foster more contentment, a fulfilling life, and a healthier mind. We couldn't end it better
no, of course not.
because you are your own master of your destination. Don't let me or Jester tells you what you should do, how you should walk, how you should talk. You have to have that inner strength. I say metal and steel, Nicholas will say the diamond because we are under pressure. We were made under pressure. And we can take this and turn it to be something positive in our life. So the next time I see you or you see me, we are both on the same level playing field. You're up there. You're doing better. And you can only get better if you continue on a positive realm. Do not let the little things that you see around you that people have make you into something that you are not. Don't do that. Be who you are. Love yourself more. Love yourself first. Because if you don't have that, you cannot give it to anybody else. If you're envy and jealous of the little intricacies of things in life, think about the bigger ones that you will not be able to conquer. Start conquering the small ones first, and then move on to the bigger things. When you're made of metal, steel, and diamond, no one can touch you. And take it from me. A girl got to have her own right. Yes, sir.
Oh gosh, Claire, another interesting topic this morning. And I'm telling you that envy and jealousy is a very dangerous thing, depending on how you react, right? Depending on Lorna. I remember Lorna making the point, even Snag
Hmm.
making that point, is how you react to them sort of things. So otherwise, it could carry you down a very, very ugly road, right? A monstrous road. And you don't really want that. My thing is, if you're in need of certain things, you work to achieve them, you know? You, as Mr. Snag advised, if somebody's been successful, you'll find out how they go about doing things. In so doing too, while you're finding out from it, you're actually emulating their work because it must be that you are accentuating positivity.
Big word,
You know
boy.
what I'm
Big
saying?
word.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
So that's the whole thing. So I enjoy the program.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, when people ask, well, how did you come up with this? And how did you go? I ask you, the viewers and listeners, if you have anything that you want us to discuss, our email address is cjtech5@gmail.com. Send an email to us and we will do the research and come up with it. Because I know, as well as you know, there are a lot of things that you're going through in your life and you do not want to talk about it openly. You send us an email, we do the research. We call no names here. Only on the live when we're reading and somebody says hello and hi, we say hello and hi to them. But everything here is confidential because I believe in confidentiality. If I say something to Jester, he's supposed to go to it with in his grave. If he tells me something, that has to be it also. We believe in confidence and respecting people's rights and opinion. So send your topics to us and we will discuss it. Next week, we'll have another interesting one. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm working on it.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. It is 3 minutes to 11 to 12 o'clock. Wow, time is flying by 11:57 at the moment.
Whole River Sally Government Sports is on tomorrow. Please God at the River Sally playing field clear. So
Is that you paying for that ad?
not tomorrow, no, sorry, on Thursday.
Oh, okay. You paying for that ad?
Thursday, please
Mm,
God.
okay. So, and yes, go out and support your children in the community because by doing so, you're going to only make them better. And if they're running, even though they come second or they come 12th, still give them some props and say, you know what? Next year, if you keep practicing, you will be better. You'll be able to beat that person next year. You'll be able to get a better average in your thing. Give them encouragement. And the worst thing we can do, and a lot of us are negative, tell them, boy, I buy all the clothes for you, I buy this and you come last. Don't do that. You're starting to teach your child
Yeah,
negativity
yeah.
from that moment on.
That's not the correct way to go
No.
about doing it. If you want them to do better, it's certainly not the right choices of words or expression to them.
Yes, and always make them feel that they did well so that they can build their self-esteem and know that when they step out there, mom have my back, dad have my back, my whole family has my back. So start small, start with the young ones and start building on their self-esteem, their motivation. And in the long run, they would not be envy and jealous of each other because they are learning from each other.
Clear to all our sponsors, we'd like to say a very special thank you for being on
Mhm.
board with us,
Mhm.
helping to take that to another level to it
Mhm.
in edifying the nation on mental health issues. Right?
Yes.
We would like to encourage
More.
much more
Mhm.
because it's necessary that we get your support that we could continue, right, doing what we are doing here because it takes a lot. It may look simple, but it takes quite a lot in having to bring forth these programs.
And we are passionate about it. And that's why people may think that we're making money here just about it's my passion that is pushing me to do this. It's not about money because money is not always the be all and end all of things. You got to be passionate about what you're doing, otherwise you won't do it anywhere, anyhow. So thank you so very much. Let me say thank you to Mr. Williams for always being there for us. Thank you to We Noise FM, Spice Ramo there in New York. Hope you're feeling better. And to all the fans and family who listens on YouTube and come here every Tuesday. We really do appreciate it. Just continue to subscribe, share what we are talking about and what we are doing so that more people can come on board with us and make your comments and all that. Thank you so very much. It is,
All right.
yes. Hasta la, I will say in Italy, ciao. We're gone. We're gone. Take care, everyone, and have a great day.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Take